Hello, everyone, and welcome to Desi Goond channel. I'm Kanwal Sachdeva from Virginia, USA, and typically, if you have been following Desi Goond, you know we typically live stream music shows. We have been supporting and promoting singers from all over the world of all ages, the painters, instrumentalists, beauty divas, and many more. And it's been our privilege that so many people have been supporting Desi Gunj and are part of the Desi Gunj community. So thank you all. Well, today it's going to be very different show, very different live show, because today is going to be some serious talk we're going to do. Since it's October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and it's also Metastatic Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I know many of us know about breast cancer. There's so many races which go. We wear pink, we run, and we raise the funds for research for breast cancer. We all know that. But many of us do not know or not very clear about metastatic breast cancer. So what is metastatic breast cancer? It is a breast cancer which has spread to different parts of the body, like lymph nodes, bones, some organs like liver, brain, lungs, etc. It's still breast cancer because these are the breast cancer cells which have spread to different parts of the body. If it goes to bone, it's not bone cancer. If it goes to lung, it's not lung cancer, but it's still breast cancer because it's the breast cancer cells which have now moved away from the breast and then they are in different parts of the body. That's why it's called metastatic breast cancer. And please know, metastatic breast cancer is a stage 4 cancer, which is not curable. There's no cure at this time, but I'm very sure in the near future, 10, 20, 30 years down the line, there will be a cure, very hopeful. But at this moment, this year, there's no cure for metastatic breast cancer. Yes, there are treatments which can keep it in control for a little while, but it's not curable. So let me share my journey, how it all started. And by the way, thank you so much, everyone who has joined, Vinci, Mita, and Virendraji. Thank you so much for joining. Appreciate your support. So in 2008, I think it was in April, I was diagnosed with breast cancer during a routine mammogram. Well, it was shocking, of course, because I had no one in my family history, neither on my mother's side nor on my dad's side, who had cancer. But here I was with the breast cancer. But when we researched, I learned that about 85% of the breast cancers occur in women who have no family history of breast cancer. Why? Nobody knows. What happens in the body? Nobody knows. Our body is so crazily complicated, seriously. So we don't know what happens, but I had breast cancer diagnosed in April. And it was a lump in the right breast, which was about 0.9 centimeter in diameter. I was teaching at that time, and I was teaching chemistry. And chemistry is a tough subject. So I told my husband that whatever treatment I have to get done, like surgery and stuff, I will do in June when the session ends. We met with the doctors. We figured out which doctor. We figured out what treatment I want. And please remember, it's the patient's choice to ask for what they want. There are different options available. When I went to different doctors, somebody suggested mastectomy, somebody said lumpectomy and radiation, and somebody said just chemo and radiation, and so on. So I decided on lumpectomy, chemotherapy, and radiation because I wanted to do everything just for my peace of mind that it will not recur, right? Who knows what's happening? So in June, I got the surgery done, lumpectomy, and then started the chemotherapy, which was the two drugs were Cytoxan and Taxotere. It was 4 cycles, once every 3 weeks. And I knew with chemotherapy, I will lose my hair. Everybody knows that, right? But I also knew because this chemotherapy was only 4 cycles, and after 4 cycles, slowly my hair will come back. So it's going to be my normal self. I was okay with that. So I did lose my hair totally, and I was wearing wig that whole year, 2008 and 9, when I was going for teaching and all that stuff. Did people notice? Probably yes. Did they talk about it? No. And the reason they did not, because I did not talk about it, and that was not good. I don't know, I was still processing that. I was not able to share my story with anybody at that time. So I think now, with so many years and so many issues after this has happened, I strongly, strongly feel that more we share, better it is for us and for the community, because it's making other people strong, and it could be inspirational for other. You could be touching at least one life and will be helping them. So talking about it, sharing your story is really, really important. I've realized it after many years, but this is my thought, which I'm saying. So I think that's what we need to do. Thank you, Ritu, for joining. Thank you so much, Minji. Appreciate your support. So chemotherapy, and then I had the radiation, which was, if I remember correctly, 5 days a week for 6 weeks. So 2008, 2009, the treatment was going on. It was all over. And then I was on tamoxifen for 5 years. Then there was some side effects. So it was changed to exemestane. There was some side effects. So I stopped taking the medicine. But I was following up with my oncologist, and routine mammograms were going on. Everything looked good. And I was like, great, thank you so much. So everything went smooth for 10 years. Breast cancer survivor. That was the mode I was in. I was still not sharing things with everybody. Of course, my close family knew all about it, definitely. And my extended family were very close to me, yes. Then in 2019, July, maybe, I found 2 lumps in my neck. Was I scared at that time? I was not, because I was not even thinking that the cancer is coming back in my body. I was not thinking about it. I don't know, good or bad, but this is how I was. Although, you see, I was a science teacher. I research so much, I study so much, I read so much, and so does my husband, but we were not really thinking about that it has metastasized into my body. Thank you, Sunita ji. Thank you so much. Hi, Geeti, and thank you. Thank you. So there were 2 lumps. So went to the doctor, biopsy was done, and of course, it was diagnosed as metastatic breast cancer, which had now spread to the lymph nodes and the bones. Of course, search for a new oncologist who was a breast cancer specialist. We started reading about metastatic breast cancer a lot. My family was with me, of course. Big support. Thank you so much, everybody. My husband, my sons, my daughter-in-law, love you. And my extended family. We found an oncologist, breast cancer specialist, so started going there. And my first line of treatment started around September, October 2019. And it was Ibrance, which is for 21 days and a week gap, and then again. So it was pills. And with Ibrance was letrozole every day. So I was taking all the pills, whichever doctor was recommending, following up with the doctor every time. Thank you, Ji. Thank you so much, Ranjit Ji. Life was going on. It was okay. There were a few side effects. I was able to deal with it. I was able to carry on with my job, which I loved, because we have to keep busy. We cannot keep thinking about cancer, because cancer is in our body. I never wanted the cancer to affect my mental status. So strongly dealing with it, still dealing with it. I'm okay with that. That's how I am. So the CT scans were regularly being done every 6 months, bone scans every year. There was a little progression here and there, but not too much for the doctor to change the treatment. So that treatment, Ibrance and letrozole, went for about 3 years. And then went to India, which I usually go, got the PET scan done in June 2022, and found that there were multiple lesions in my liver. The doctor started counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 13, 14, 15. It's like, I'm stopping counting the lesions because there are way too many. Some were really big, some are very tiny, but the liver was really big time impacted. Oh, before I go further, I forgot to tell you, when my breast cancer was there, when the biopsy was done initially, when the breast cancer was diagnosed, they always do biopsy to check the cell composition, what kind of cells or cancer cells we have. So I had estrogen and progesterone receptor positive cells and HER2 negative cells. Okay, that that determines what kind of treatment the doctors will give. So now in 2022, the cancer now is in my liver as well, besides lymph nodes, bones, and now in the liver as well, which was greatly impacted. When I came back here, the biopsy was done, and guess what? The cells changed completely. Now it was kind of triple negative breast cancer. No wonder Ibrance and letrozole were not working because the cells mutated. The cancer cells are like very smart, very smart. We cannot cope up with what they think and what they do. So thank you, G. Thank you, G. So the cell composition changed, obviously, so they had to change the treatment. And my second line of treatment was everolimus, which was daily, and Faslodex, which was once a month. So starting taking that pill, still no chemotherapy. I had all my hair till then. And this was started in August of 2022. This continued for 2 months, and the scan revealed the more progression in the liver. It was not controlled. So they had to stop that treatment. In the meantime, we were looking for clinical trials. My daughter-in-law, who is a research scientist, also was trying to look for, like, if there's any clinical trial I will be eligible for, and maybe that will be more helpful. And we were also looking at everything. So we tried. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate your support. Thanks. So there was a clinical trial, which I got qualified for. And I started that in October 2022. That was immunotherapy, evolumab, chemotherapy Doxil once a month, and a drug called binimetinib. So binimetinib did not work even for 2 days. My retina was affected, so we stopped that. The other two drugs, other two infusions, I had to go to the hospital to get the IV infusion for these two drugs. That continued for 2 months, but then again, the scans revealed no control. It had spread again. So I was out of the clinical trial by December 2022. And end of December, the doctor started the fourth line of treatment, which is Enhertu, which is a targeted chemotherapy. So my first chemotherapy Enhertu was on 30th December 2022, and I get it every 3 weeks. So every 3 weeks, I go to the hospital, get the infusion done. Thanks, Angad. You know, when your family talks about this, so it's like, man. Anyways, so this Enhertu is once in every 3 weeks. I get this infusion at the hospital. The hospital staff is tremendous. I really thank all the nurses and my doctor who have been helping me and supporting. So the CT scans were done every 3 months. And then last CT scan, 2 months before, the doctor saw little progression in two other bones. Naturally, she's like, it's progressing. Do we start with the next line of treatment? The next line of treatment is another chemotherapy, which will be twice in 3 weeks, not once, but twice. So if I get that, I will be doing the port here because the veins will be damaged if I do it every time in my regular veins. But anyways, she wanted to check one more time. So I'm having my scans again. I had my CT scan yesterday and bone scan will be on Friday. And I'm meeting with my doctor on Tuesday. So actually on Monday. So we'll see what the doctor says. From my perspective, whatever I can read, it looks like it's kind of okay. There's a progression, but it's not too much. And the liver lesions are a little bit shrinking. So for me, it's a good news, but doctors know better. If it's progression in the bone, they know better. So she will figure out what will be my next line of treatment if she wants to change it. Namaste ji, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So that's what now I'm waiting for. What will be my next line of treatment? Am I going to continue with Enhertu, which is working, or will it be new chemotherapy? So because Enhertu is chemotherapy, of course, I basically have no hair. This is my wig. This is my different style, which I can use. I can buy different kinds of wigs because I have no hair. I can go bald. That's okay too, but I'm not comfortable doing that. So I like the hair on my head. So that's why I buy a wig, and then wigs, different kinds. And that's when I do the shows, and when I go to parties, I wear the wig because I feel more comfortable with the hair. And that's okay. It's a choice, right? It's a choice. Wigs are available. Why not? But if some of us are okay with going bald, perfect. I'm not perfect, right? So that's where I am at this point of time. First of all, I want to again thank my husband, my family for being such support. My husband has been a rock. So that's huge. I think the caregivers are more impacted because we go through all this, right? And they see their loved one going through this, they feel helpless. So bless him and bless them, helping me so much. Thank you so much. A lot of my friends, people I know, ask me this question: what keeps me going, right? What keeps me going is my faith, my family, my positivity, because thank God for this, I'm really a big time positive person. It's very hard for me to find negatives in people. So every time something happens, I will figure out something. Oh, this could be this could be this, and okay, let's go on. That's who I am. I understand it's not easy for everybody to be so positive. That's what I have, and I really thank God for it. And it's been helping me so much. And I love life. I love life. I love meeting people. I love inviting people over and, just talking, singing, dancing. And my passion, yes, let me talk about my passion. People who know me, they know I'm so passionate about going on stage. Stage gives me so much of energy, so much of adrenaline that I go crazy. I love hosting shows, doing the MC. I love organizing shows. I love singing. I love dancing. I think I want to share some of my pictures because I want to share the good stuff too, spread cheers. It's right. I have cancer. Nobody can control it. I cannot do anything except like find good doctors and get the treatment done. But I don't let cancer consume myself. That's for sure. I am who I am, and I love myself. I love to do all this stuff. Look at me. Well, look at me because I'm talking about it. So this is what I do. I love being on stage, talking, hosting. Some people invite me for their children's birthday party to host the shows or musical evening or culture programs and so on. And I love it. This is what I'm talking about, the Punjabi folk music with the percussion instrument tolki. Just love it. Anytime, any day. And I don't get tired doing this, despite whatever medicines I'm taking. Dancing, another thing which I love doing it, all kinds of dance. I think I'm going to show you 2 of my dance clips, right? And then I'm going to ask if you have any questions regarding regarding metastatic breast cancer. Okay, let's see one here. Woo! I love this. And let's see if I can show you the second clip in just a second. And here we go. Volume is very low for some reason. So this is who I am. I love to do all this fun stuff because that gives me energy, really gives me energy and keeps me going, keeps me busy too. You know, it's important to keep busy and not think about what you have, what condition you have, because what you have is, I cannot control that. What I can control is my attitude, what I do to cope up with this condition, and what kind of strategies I use. Sometimes I do hear from people when I tell them I'm stage 4 cancer, which I've already shared my story a couple of times in different forums. I shared this story in the beauty pageant. By the way, I won that. And people really message me so much. But there are some people who say, thank you, G. Thank you so much. You don't look sick, right? You don't look sick. Because what happens is in our minds, one of the misconceptions is if you have stage 4 cancer, you are dying, you're on deathbed, you'll be really sick, you cannot walk, you cannot talk, you cannot eat. Well, that stage does come, but it's different for different people. Depends on how much the cancer has invaded in our body, how much they have controlled our organs, right? When that time comes, that time will come. But till then, whatever energy I have, I'm using it for my positive things, not for anything negative. I love to do these shows on Desi Gunj because I like to spread happiness, you know. Again, it also keeps me going, right? I like to support people, I like to promote people. And why not? If we can do whatever we can do for community, why not? Right? Giving back is important. And thank you, G. Usman. Thank you for joining. Appreciate your prayers and wishes. So yeah, it's not that everybody who has stage 4 will look like a really sick person. It depends what stage we are in and how much cancer has spread into our bodies. Okay. Sometimes people ask me, oh, and okay, it's good to help, good to support. But sometimes when they ask me, can I bring some food? Are you able to cook? Can I do something for you? I mean, the intentions are tremendous. I love you all, your support, definitely. But at this point of time, I'm okay. I know I have a big group of great friends and great family, When I need something, I'll definitely call you, and I know you will be there for me. So thank you very much. Right now, I'm able to do everything I want to. Thank God for that. And thank you for all the support and wishes, all the prayers you have, because prayers and wishes do help a lot. That's what my belief is. I believe in that. The other thing, again, everybody says, oh, I'm praying for you to be cancer free. I wish it happens. If it's a miracle, it'll happen. But science tells me it's not going to happen, and I'm okay with it. No complaints. This is what it is. I'm okay with it. So even if I'm not cancer free, the prayer is and the wishes are to have it in control for as long as it can be, and also not to suffer too much. That's what I always pray for, not to suffer too much. When it's time to go, I hope and pray I'm not suffering too much. Whatever God has in store for me, I'll accept it. Yeah. So if you have any, this is what at this point I can talk about. Just so you know, the breast cancer ribbon is pink, and metastatic breast cancer ribbon, as you see, has 3 colors: teal, green, and pink. The teal signifies healing and spirituality. Green signifies hope and renewal, and pink is, of course, that this cancer has originated from the breast cancer. And I want to emphasize again, it's not curable. But I also want to say that 30% of the women who get breast cancer do get diagnosed, with metastatic breast cancer. On the positive side, 70% do not. 70% of women who get breast cancer will be cancer free, but 30% do. Right? And the survival rate, as per the data, there's not great data at this point of time, but the survival rate for metastatic breast cancer is 30% of women with metastatic breast cancer will survive for about 5 years or so. 11% will survive 10 years or more. So we'll see what is in store for me. Whatever it is, it is. That's okay. The problem here is, as I'm trying to create awareness, I also want to point out that the funding for research for metastatic breast cancer is not enough. Okay. The breast cancer funding is a lot, which is great. But out of that breast cancer fund, which they get, only 2% of that is used for metastatic breast cancer research, which is very less. But within that less funding, also there have been so much of advancement in the treatment options in the last 10 to 20 years. It's commendable. I thank all the researchers for doing so much for us. And that's the reason we are here. We're able to survive for so many years because of all the different treatment options available. So I really wish we can do, I don't know, I have to think about it. Maybe you can give me some ideas of raising funds for metastatic breast cancer, and then we can all do it together, because that's one of my goals to do. Raise funds for metastatic breast cancer research, because more we research, more treatment options will be available. And the hope is one day, sooner than later, there will be a cure for metastatic breast cancer. The last thing I want to say is, last but one, that those of us who get metastatic breast cancer, despite doing everything what we can for breast cancer, should not blame anybody. Or maybe if I had done this, I wouldn't have got this. If I had done, chosen a different doctor, I wouldn't have gotten this. No. Our body is so complicated. We have no idea what's going on. So at that moment of time, we take the best decisions for ourselves, and we just don't regret it. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. Then do the best you can. It's important to research and see what options are available, and then have good dialogue with the doctor. The other thing which is important also is to be a part of some support group. I did not join anybody when I had breast cancer, but when I got MBC, I'm a part of a Facebook group which is for MBC ladies only, and then we can ask questions without being judged. Everybody in that group is going through something or the other in terms of metastatic breast cancer. So we keep asking questions, people keep sharing their experiences and what they have going through and what treatment they're going through. So we can have dialogue, we get more educated, and we can talk to our doctors in a better way than if we are not a part of any of these groups. Because all by yourself, you can only learn this much. But if it's a group of friends, you can learn more, right? So it's important to be a part of the support group. It's important to be to share your story with people. Guys, you all are strong. Sharing your story is going to help you to cope up with, it's a healing process too. Okay. And it could also be inspirational for others. So thank you, Neetu, and thank you, Kuljit, thank you so much. So yes, share your story, talk about it. More you talk about it, you will find people who are supportive, and you will find different, maybe they will be able to find different trials for you or something or the other. You'll feel more loved, okay, and you'll be more educated. You can talk better with your doctors. So definitely my suggestion is to talk about it, if not to the world, to a small group of friends, to a small group of family, sure, but share your concerns, share your story, what you're going through, so that they can help you deal with it. It's not easy. Definitely is not easy, but we find ways to deal with it. We find strategies to deal with it. So let's work on ourselves to be more strong, to fight with metastatic breast cancer in a stronger way and come out as a warrior. I cannot say winner, unfortunately, because we cannot win MBC at this point of time. But yes, as a strong warrior, that we have the strength, we have the tools to deal with it. Thank you, Meeta. Thank you very much. And thank you, Viji. Thank you so much. So, yeah, this is what my story is. And I would like to, again, keep sharing this story. If some of your friends and family are not able to watch this live, which of course everybody's working today, share this link. Maybe somebody will get some, inspiration from me, hopefully. And you can contact me at this email address, desigunchlive@gmail.com. Ask me anything. Share your story, ask me anything. And if you want me to talk with you, I can share my phone number. And once you email me, sure. Message me on Facebook, on Insta, anything. We are there for each other, right? Whether you or somebody in your family or in your friend circle has breast cancer or metastatic breast cancer, or your caregiver needs more support as well. So let's be in it together and fight and come out stronger and stronger each day. I hope I'm able to, talk about my story in a way which is more positive than negative. And I hope you're able to follow your passion and do what you love to do. Live life, guys. Live life. We only get life once. So do the best we can. Let's go out there. Okay. Thank you so much. And hoping everybody is strong enough to be there for each other. Support for each other. Wishes and prayers are always welcome. Thank you so much for being on, watching my show, joining this live show, and everybody stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy. Till my next show. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.